Today's episode is for every physician, administrator, and practice leader who's ever asked themselves, should we stay independent or should we align with a larger system? As hospital and health plan consolidation continues and private equity activity in healthcare grows, independent practices are facing unprecedented pressure. But here's the thing, staying independent isn't just possible, it's essential to a healthy, balanced healthcare ecosystem. And for many physicians, it's the key to practicing medicine on their own terms. Welcome to Medical Money Matters, the podcast where you can find experts, answers, and resources so that you can achieve mastery over the financial and business aspects of your practice. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Jill Arena. I began my career in accounting and finance, and I have more than 30 years of experience running medical groups. I own and operate a national healthcare consulting and revenue cycle company, and I am the author of Physician Heal Thy Financial Self. In 2020, I co-founded the Physician Leadership Project, and my passion is to increase financial and business literacy for physicians. Episode 137. Staying Independent: The Power, Purpose, and Playbook for Private Medical Practices. Welcome back to Medical Money Matters, the podcast where we dive into the financial realities behind healthcare delivery, because understanding the business of medicine is essential to delivering great care. Today's episode is for every physician, administrator, and practice leader who's ever asked themselves, should we stay independent or should we align with a larger system? As hospital and health plan consolidation continues and private equity activity in healthcare grows, independent practices are facing unprecedented pressure. But here's the thing, staying independent isn't just possible, it's essential to a healthy, balanced healthcare ecosystem. And for many physicians, it's the key to practicing medicine on their own terms. So, in this episode, we're going to explore the power, purpose, and playbook for independent private medical practices. We'll begin with how independents add real value to the healthcare ecosystem. Then we'll look at why so many physician owners are choosing to stay independent even when attractive acquisition offers are on the table. And we'll close with 5 high-impact strategies for those committed to thriving in independence. Let's start with what makes private practice such a critical part of the healthcare equation. When we talk about the healthcare ecosystem, it's easy to think of massive health systems, academic medical centers, and national insurers. But independent practices? They're the connective tissue. They serve as accessible, patient-centered points of care that large systems often can't replicate. One of their greatest strengths is the ability to build long-standing, trust-based relationships with patients, relationships that span years, even generations. These practices offer continuity of care in a way that's becoming rare. In an era where many patients are funneled through a rotating list of providers, independence offers something different: stability, familiarity, and context. That deep provider-patient connection improves outcomes, enhances patient satisfaction, and helps catch subtle health issues before they become crises. Another key strength: responsiveness. Independent practices can pivot quickly, whether it's adopting a new technology, launching a wellness initiative, or adjusting protocols in response to local community needs. Decision-making is streamlined. There's no 14-person committee to navigate. That agility is especially valuable when the external environment shifts. Think public health emergencies, new regulations, or reimbursement changes. And while we're on the topic of community needs, independent practices are often deeply woven into the local fabric. They don't just serve patients. They employ local staff, lease local real estate, and reinvest in their communities. For many towns and neighborhoods, a local clinic is more than a business. It's a trusted presence, an anchor in the community. Now let's talk innovation. While big systems get a lot of attention for research and technology, independents are often the ones testing new ideas on the ground. From early telehealth adoption to creative care models like direct primary care or hybrid concierge setups, private practices frequently take the lead in trying out new approaches that large systems are too risk-averse or too slow to consider. And finally, there's something to be said for how independence supports physician well-being. When physicians have a say in how care is delivered, how teams are structured, and how time is spent, there's a better chance of alignment with their core values. That autonomy can be a powerful antidote to burnout. So in all these ways, personalized care, responsiveness, community connection, innovation, and physician wellness, independent practices are essential to a well-functioning healthcare ecosystem. They're not just surviving, they're shaping the future of medicine. Which brings us to the second part of our conversation: why physician owners choose to stay independent. It is not an easy path, but for many, it's the most fulfilling one. One of the most common reasons physicians cite for choosing to remain independent is clinical autonomy. In an independent practice, you get to decide what kind of medicine you want to practice. You choose your clinical model, your hours, your team, and your technology. There's no productivity quota handed down from a corporate office. You don't have to get approval to buy a new ultrasound machine or launch a wellness pilot. You lead. You decide. That autonomy extends to financial decisions too. As an owner, you have full visibility and control over how money flows through the practice. From setting compensation structures to deciding on capital investments, you're in the driver's seat. That can feel intimidating, but it also means the financial success of the practice directly reflects your leadership and vision. Then there's the culture piece. When you own your practice, you get to shape the environment for your team and your patients. That might mean building a trauma-informed care space, creating a culture of transparency, or designing workflows that support work-life balance. At the end of the day, it's your culture, not someone else's. Another big motivator: resistance to consolidation pressures. Physicians are understandably wary of what happens when they become one small cog in a large health system. There's often much less flexibility, more administrative burden, and a greater sense of being just a number. By staying independent, physician owners retain their voice and their ability to advocate for both their patients and their teams. And finally, there's the long game. Many physician owners are thinking beyond quarterly margins. They're thinking about legacy, about building something that lasts. Maybe they want to pass the practice on to a younger partner. Maybe they want to grow into a multi-site group. Maybe they just want to spend their career practicing in a way that reflects their values. Whatever the reason, independence isn't just a business choice. It's a personal one, and it's one that requires intention, strategy, and a clear sense of direction. So if you're one of the physicians or administrators who's committed to staying independent, let's talk about the playbook. What actually works? Here are 5 powerful strategies we've seen successful independent practices use to stay resilient, profitable, and future-ready. You're listening to Medical Money Matters, a weekly podcast brought to you by Healthy Practices, a healthcare consulting and revenue cycle company dedicated to keeping our clients independent. Please reach out if we can do anything at all to support your practice. You can find more information online at healtheps.com. That's www.healtheps.com. Please follow or subscribe to get all future episodes downloaded as soon as they're released. Strategy number 1: strengthen your financial infrastructure. This is foundational and why we produce this podcast. You cannot navigate a volatile healthcare market without reliable financial data and the ability to act on it. That means budgeting with intention, tracking cash flow weekly, not just quarterly, and developing service line level profitability analysis. Understand which parts of your practice are subsidizing others. Get real about payer mix and reimbursement lag. It also means investing in the right tools. Financial dashboards, benchmarking platforms, and clean, timely reporting are not luxuries, they're necessities. And of course, partner with advisors who understand the nuances of medical practice finance. Not all consultants or accountants are created equal. You want someone who knows what debt covenants, RVU compensation models, and payer reconciliation actually look like in your world. Strategy number 2, form strategic collaborations without giving up independence. Independence doesn't mean isolation. Some of the strongest practices we've worked with are part of independent physician associations or clinically integrated networks. These alliances allow practices to negotiate better payer rates, access shared services, and participate in value-based care arrangements without surrendering ownership or ceding control. You might also explore partnerships with local employers, telehealth platforms, or even specialty groups to offer more comprehensive services. The key is aligning with partners who respect your autonomy while enhancing your value. Strategy number 3, invest in scalable technology. Technology is a force multiplier when used strategically. Start with the basics, a modern EHR that supports efficient documentation and clean billing. Layer in patient engagement tools like automated reminders, online scheduling, and digital intake forms. Add telehealth where appropriate, not just as a service, but as an integrated workflow. As we've said many times, use a secure texting product to send messages and patient statements. It's the fastest way to get paid. Also consider tools for team communication, data analytics, and even digital marketing. And don't forget cybersecurity. As a smaller entity, you may be more vulnerable and less prepared. Make sure your tech investments are supporting, not straining, your growth. Strategy number 4, commit to operational excellence. This one's easy to overlook, but it's a game changer. Operational discipline means clear workflows, defined roles, streamlined check-in processes, and clean handoffs. It means training your team not just once, but continuously. It means measuring what matters, patient wait times, claim denial rates, appointment fill rates, and making decisions based on data, not anecdotes. Look for inefficiencies and solve for them. Is your billing team spending hours chasing down insurance info? Automate it. Are you losing revenue to no-shows? Implement a reminder system and overbook intelligently. Operational excellence isn't glamorous, but it is powerful. And finally, strategy number 5, stay ahead on compliance and reimbursement trends. You cannot afford to be reactive in today's regulatory environment. Stay informed about MACRA, MIPS, ACO participation options, and how value-based care models are evolving. Understand what your payers are prioritizing and how your documentation supports or undermines your reimbursement. Also, take a proactive approach to audit readiness and debt covenant compliance. As we discussed in our last episode with Tony Andrade, we've seen practices caught off guard by lender requirements they didn't fully understand until a covenant breach occurred. Don't wait for a surprise audit or a reimbursement clawback. Build compliance into your monthly review processes, not your year-end scramble. So there you have it, 5 strategies that can help any independent practice not just survive, but thrive. Number 1, strengthen your financial infrastructure. Number 2, form strategic collaborations. Number 3, invest in scalable technology. Number 4, commit to operational excellence. And number 5, stay ahead of compliance and reimbursement shifts. Independence doesn't mean going it alone. It means choosing your direction, building your own path, and aligning your operations with your values. And with the right strategy and support, it's a path that can lead to long-term success for your patients, your practice, and your team. Thanks for tuning in to Medical Money Matters. If this episode sparked new ideas or confirmed your instincts, share it with a colleague or your leadership team. And if you're navigating the challenges of staying independent, our team at Healthy Practices is here to help you build a sustainable, profitable future on your terms. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and check out our other episodes where we explore the intersection of healthcare, finance, and operational strategy. Until next time, keep practicing with purpose. You can find more information online at medicalmoneymatterspodcast.com, and you can sign up to be notified when enrollment opens for the Medical Money Matters e-learning program for a mini MBA physician style, which will carry CME credits and will be released in upcoming months. In that, we'll do an even deeper dive so you can understand dynamic budgeting strategies, cash flow forecasting, and other more esoteric financial concepts. We've included those links in the show notes. As I like to close out these podcasts, congratulations on taking the next step in your professional development and for making the commitment to learn about the financial and business aspects of your practice. I look forward to being on this journey with you and send you my heartfelt gratitude for all that you do for your patients all day, every day.